Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of media videos for 2025, and we're going to be focused on game action from Week 1. Now, it was one of the most exciting and eventful Week 1s that I can ever remember in college football. Some great game action to pull video from. Now, one point of note, we received a lot of questions. We had some marquee games where the scoring was down. Is overall scoring down for this season? Well, it's still early, not a lot of data points, but through Week 1, scoring is actually up 2.5 points over last year. That's not unusual. Early in the season, scoring is up, and then it usually settles out as we go through the year, but we'll continue to monitor it as we work through our season. So with that, let's get on into our video.
Our first play this week illustrates another rule change for this year. Now the T signal given on any kick is considered an invalid fair catch signal. And we know by rule, anytime we have a fair catch signal, whether it's valid or invalid, the ball is dead when it's caught or recovered by the receiving team, and the signal negates the opportunity for the receiving team to advance. Now we see on this opening kickoff, the blocking back's going to turn and face the deep return man, and he gives the T signal. Now we get a return out to near the 30-yard line, but the crew's going to talk it through, and because the receiving team player gave an invalid signal, the ball is dead where it's caught. And on this play, because the receiver, and more importantly, the ball is in the end zone when it's caught, it's a touchback, and the receivers will put the ball in play at the 25-yard line. Now, the ball was relocated from the original spot back to the 25, but in this play, had the deep receiver, if he would have been in the field of play when he made the catch, let's say at the 1-yard line, then the ball would have been dead at that point, and the receiving team would have put the ball in play at the 1-yard line, 1st and 10 from there. Play 2 is going to be a 2-play vignette, again on kickoffs. Now, the first play we see, the kick is angled toward the pylon. It bounces at the 10. The receiver gets to the boundary, gets a foot out of bounds in the white, and touches the ball, and we see the official in coverage. He throws the flag. By rule, if the player is out of bounds and touches a kickoff, then the kick is considered out of bounds. And with the free kick out of bounds, the receivers have the option to put the ball in play at the 35-yard line here. Now, it's important that the player is truly out of bounds when he first touches the kick. And we get a couple of replays. Both are really blocked out at the moment of truth. But finally, we have a replay. We can clearly see the action of the receiver. It's very tight here. It almost looks as if the foot goes down simultaneously with the receiver touching the ball. So this is a call that would be upheld by replay if it were stopped. It's not clear and obvious to make a change here. So it's a kick out of bounds. Now the second play, we again see a kick toward the pylon, and the receiver is going to jump from inbounds, catches the kick, and lands out of bounds. Now, even though we initially throw the flag for a kick out of bounds and place the ball at the 35, replay is going to come in on this, and we can see that the ball is touched before the player is out of bounds. So it is not a kick out of bounds, and replay is going to overturn this call. But an important note, as we see from another view, the player, he gave a fair catch signal. And since he completed the catch, the ball will be put in play at the 25-yard line. If there would not have been a fair catch signal here, then the result of this play would have been the receiving team would put the ball in play at the inbound spot from where the ball was caught, which would be the 2-yard line. They'd have 1st and 10 from that point. Play 3, we have a punt. The ball's going to bounce, and the question is, did it hit a receiving team player? Now, the ruling on the field is it did not hit the return man, and replay is going to stop the game and come in and review the play. And we get some great looks here, and although everything is very close, there's nothing that is clear and obvious that it did hit the receiver. It's very close to the right calf. It spins by the other leg, but no contact with that player is clear and obvious. And finally, did it hit the player's towel? And what would be the ruling if it did? By interpretation, if the ball were to hit the towel or any other object the player has on their body, a mouthpiece, a glove strap, it would be considered a touch. From the Rules Committee, if you wear it, you own it. But it is, again, not clear and obvious that the ball touched the towel, so the call on the field of no touch is upheld by replay. Play 4, we're going to look at the offensive team alignment, and we're going to see that the end receiver to the bottom of the formation is on the line of scrimmage. Now, he's going to go in motion. He never stops and is still in motion at the snap. And we're going to get a flag from our headline judge. By rule, it is illegal motion if the player who goes in motion starts from the line of scrimmage. So it's a correct call. But also on this play, with the motion man in the backfield at the snap, the offense has 5 players in the backfield. And by rule, the offense may have no more than 4 players that can be backs. So this would also be an illegal formation. Play 5, and we got a lot of talk about this play this week. We see that the quarterback, he's going to throw downfield. The receiver is right at the pylon, and the ruling on the field is catch and out of bounds inside the 1-yard line. Now, with the first replay, it is fairly obvious that the receiver had the ball inside the pylon and broke the plane of the goal line, so replay is going to stop the game for review. Now, as replay evaluates the catch, it is clear if the player maintains control of the ball, it would be a touchdown. By rule, if a player goes to the ground in the act of catching a pass, the player must maintain complete and continuous control of the ball throughout the process of contacting the ground, whether in the field of play or in the end zone. And this also is required for a player attempting to make a catch at the sideline and going to the ground out of bounds. If the player loses control of the ball, which then touches the ground before they regain control, it is not a catch. And as we see here, as the player is going to the ground, the nose of the ball hits the ground, it comes loose, and the player loses firm control, the ball hits the ground, so this is not a catch, and replay overturns the ruling on the field to an incomplete pass. This is correctly resolved by replay. Our last play this week, we're late in the game, and we see that the quarterback, he waits. He's going to throw a middle screen to the H-back, number 9, who makes the catch beyond the line, and then he runs for a nice gain. And as we look at the play again, we see that as number 9 is making the catch, ineligible linemen number 74 and number 76, they're 5+ yards downfield. By rule, no originally ineligible player shall be more than 3 yards beyond the neutral zone until a passer has thrown a legal forward pass that crosses the neutral zone. The pass here is clearly beyond the neutral zone, but the key words are until the passer throws the pass. And from an officiating standpoint, we snapshot the field when the pass is released. And even though these linemen look illegally downfield, as we pause the play when the pass is released, these linemen are within 3 yards of the neutral zone, so this is a legal play and no foul for an ineligible receiver downfield. Well, that's it for our plays this week, and we appreciate your time invested in these videos. We value your feedback and comments, and these responses help us frame future videos. Best of luck to all in week 2.